There are 5 key aspects of creative coding. The first is that creative coding should literally involve creation. It should involve making something, ideally to show to other people. Seymour Papin's great insight of constructionism, that you make something in your head by making something in the world. Creativity also ought to emphasize quality. There should be a sense of striving for excellence, perhaps even striving for perfection, of making the best thing that one possibly can. Creativity should also pay attention to originality, that when we're doing this in school there should be some element of the young person's own original thought, original ideas goes into whatever it is that they're making. Creativity also demands some fluency, some mastery of the particular technical tools. That it isn't enough just to make something, you have to be good at using the tools that you have, this emphasis on craftsmanship as part of the process. And we should recognise that creativity takes place within an ecosystem, within an environment, as part of a community. It's never the coder working in isolation. They're inspired by the ideas of others and they get feedback from their peers. Let me give you some examples of what this might look like from K all the way up to 12. Perhaps with very young children we might start with something like Scratch Junior, a tool that is so simple that even very young children can figure it out for themselves, can explore, can experiment and can make something. They start with telling their own stories, they start with their own ideas for what these lovely characters on the screen might do. We might then move on to something like Scratch, where we have a building block, a programming language of snapping things together in order to make code rather than merely to write code. The great thing about Scratch is not the building blocks, but the share button there as part of the interface. Scratch programming takes place within a community of remixing, being inspired by, of learning from other people's work. And then perhaps in high school we might start to explore text-based programming, perhaps initially with Turtle Graphics, but sooner or later perhaps using something like the amazing on-screen in-browser P5JS toolkit for creating digital art, in this case creating Turtle Graphics by first creating the turtle. There are concerns, there are issues. The emphasis sometimes focuses on the making rather than the learning. And that is a challenge for us as educators. There's a danger that children emerge with misconceptions. I worry at times about the efficiency of the process, and sometimes children's, young people's ambition exceeds their capabilities, and that can be the cause of frustration. So I think the pragmatic teacher will balance carefully scaffolding the construction of concepts with providing time for young people to independently explore making things that apply those ideas.